Let's talk about something I think we've all felt: sprint planning. Specifically, those meetings that are just exhausting. You know the ones. They're unproductive and they leave everyone feeling completely drained before the sprint has even kicked off. So, why does that happen? Well, it's usually because we drag the entire team into these really vague brainstorming sessions about huge, complicated ideas. It creates this massive cognitive overload. The thing is, the problem doesn't actually start in the planning meeting, it starts way before that. And this cognitive overload, it has a very real-world cost. This number you're looking at is pretty shocking. Research shows that software teams lose around $48,000 per developer per year just from context switching. Think about that. Every single time a developer gets pulled away from deep work for an unfocused meeting, it has a serious financial impact. So how do we fix this? The solution is right here in this idea. Instead of throwing a massive, messy problem at the whole team at once, you have a small strategic group do the initial heavy lifting. This protects the team's focus, it protects their energy, and it lets them do what they do best: build amazing software. This focused group has a name you might have heard of: the Three Amigos. And look, this isn't just another committee. It's a strategic trio specifically designed to bring three essential perspectives together to prep high-quality, really well-defined work for the rest of the team. And here's the most important part. Their whole job is to meet before any of the main backlog refinement sessions. They take a big, chaotic idea and break it down into clear, manageable epics. They're literally turning chaos into clarity. All right, so who exactly are these three amigos? They aren't just any three people pulled into a room. Each one represents a critical viewpoint you absolutely need to build a successful product. Let's break down who's in the room. First up, you've got the product owner. Think of them as the voice of the customer and the business. They own the product division. Their job is to constantly answer the question, why are we doing this? They bring the user needs, the market context, and the all-important business value to the conversation. Next, we have the lead developer. They represent the technical and architectural side of things. Their focus is on the how. How can we actually build this? They bring a deep knowledge of the system's architecture and are there to figure out what's technically feasible. And here's a little pro tip. They have the power to invite other specialists if needed, but the core meeting stays small and focused. And completing our trio is the quality assurance, or QA engineer. This person is the guardian of quality. They are the master of the what-if question. They're there to challenge assumptions, find those tricky edge cases, and make sure that quality and testability are baked into the design from day one, not just tacked on at the end. Now, you might be thinking, why only three people? Well, that's completely intentional. First, these three roles cover the trifecta of perspectives you need: product value, technical feasibility, and quality. Second, keeping the group small makes decision-making incredibly fast and efficient. And maybe most importantly, it protects the entire team's focus and their precious time for deep work. Okay, so we know who they are. Now, let's get into the really interesting part: how they actually work together. The magic here is all in their collaborative workflow, and believe me, it starts long before they even get in a room together. Preparation is absolutely everything. This is not a meeting you just show up to. Before they meet, each amigo does their homework. The product owner is gathering business context and user research. The lead developer is reviewing the architecture and flagging technical risks, and the QA engineer is already thinking about high-risk test scenarios. They'll often use a shared tool, like a mirror board, to get all their initial thoughts down. The meeting itself is a really structured 60 to 90-minute session that's broken into 4 clear phases. It all kicks off with phase 1, problem alignment. Here, the product owner presents the big idea, and everyone just asks questions until they have a totally shared understanding of the problem. Then it's on to phase 2, solution exploration. This is the fun part, where the lead developers start sketching out technical options, and the QA engineer, well, productively pokes holes in them to make them stronger. From there, they dive into phase 3, epic breakdown. This is where all three of them work together to slice that big initiative into smaller, manageable epics. A good epic, by the way, has its own business value, a clear technical scope, and is testable all by itself. The whole thing wraps up with phase 4, strategy and next steps, where they prioritize the epics and decide which one to bring to the full team first. You know, none of this works without the right kind of communication. In a really healthy Three Amigos session, everyone is contributing pretty much equally. Disagreement isn't just welcomed, it's actively explored. They have these respectful debates to find the best path forward, and they acknowledge complexity instead of just trying to sweep it under the rug. So, after all of this focused collaboration, what do you actually get? The output isn't just a good conversation. It's a set of tangible, high quality artifacts that truly set the entire team up for success. This is really where you see that transformation from chaos to clarity. The first key output is a set of really well-formed, epic tickets in a tool like Jira. And these aren't just one-line titles. Oh no, they have a clear business description explaining the why, a high-level technical approach for the how, and key quality considerations already baked right in. And the second major output is that shared Miro board itself. This thing becomes a living document. It captures all the crucial stuff from the session. We're talking architecture diagrams, notes on why certain decisions were made, any open questions. It becomes a visual record, a single source of truth for the entire team to refer back to. I mean, this slide just says it all, doesn't it? The before is that chaotic, full team meeting with sky-high cognitive load that produces a pretty low-quality output. The after is a calm, focused refinement session with the full team because they're being fed these high-quality, pre-vetted epics. The whole dynamic shifts from something draining to something that's actually energizing. So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What could your team truly build if sprint planning wasn't something everyone dreaded, but it was actually the most energizing and focused part of your week? By empowering this small, strategic trio, you can actually make that a reality and completely transform your team's productivity and, just as important, their morale.